What's up everybody, it's Jay here, and I finally have the Empire events review. Gonna go ahead and start off with the cons just so I can end the video on a good note. The first con that I have, or the first discomfort that I have with this mask, would probably be the soft ears here. It's a good idea to have these little soft ears. I mean, it helps with the ejection of the lens. It also helps with, covering, the outer ear and outer jawline of your face. But the one thing that I have a problem with is something that the Sly Prophets had that this mask doesn't. The Sly Prophets have sort of a, I guess, called a foam padding here on the inside, to where if you can see that, there's plastic right there where you remove the tabs on the side to take out the lens. Now, when I was playing a few weeks ago with this mask, I felt that plastic part rubbing up on my ear, so I didn't really like that too much. And I feel that Empire could do something to kind of maybe put there to prevent anybody's ears from rubbing up on that plastic and just feeling kind of weird on it. I don't know. That's just my discomfort towards this mask. Another issue that I have, well, not really an issue, but something that could use improvement, is the foam here. I feel like the foam can be a little bit better. It feels like it might be just the basic foam they put in there. I mean, it's stuck really good on there, so it doesn't seem like it's going to come off or anything. But the foam is, I don't know, it feels like it could be better quality. And this is something that the Sly mask had, in my opinion, perfected, I guess, maybe. It's that this part right here that touches the outer layer of your eyes and your nose, it was really soft on your face, and this one feels a lot like just, the cheap foam, pressing up against your skin. So I feel like maybe they can use the foam that the Sly Prophets have and put it in here, and it'll feel a lot softer on your face and a lot more comfortable. Not that I'm saying this one's bad, it's just that it feels like the cheap foam, you know what I mean? It feels almost like the V-Force line foam. And not to bash on V-Force or anything like that, or Empire, but this foam could be a little bit better. Those are really the two things that I have issues with. Everything else seems to be a pro on this mask. The lens on it is outstanding. The vision on it is great. I have 180, 180 peripherals with this mask. As far as comparing this with the Sly Prophets, this does have better vision. Okay, I think it has to do a lot with the clear lens versus the mirror tinted lens that it came with before. The clear lens gives you a better view of the field and a better view of what's going on around you. I think that's a great innovation, a great thing that Empire started doing, was giving you a clear lens with the mask. Moving on to the next pro is these vents that the mask, has built into it, hence the name Empire Events. It has great ventilation. I have no problems with any kind of fogginess or anything like that when I'm sweating or playing out there on the field. And that's with the combination of the thermal lens with the ventilation system that it has built into it. So great ventilation in the eye parts, so you don't get any fogging whatsoever. And here on the mouth part, the ventilation system through that is, it's off the charts. It's awesome. I have no problems breathing. The air, doesn't circulate inside the mask. It goes out through the vents, and fresh air comes back in through the vents. And the breathability with this mask is just, outstanding, and it lives up to its hype of being one of the, top 3 masks sought after in the paintball market. Sound travel, the way that sound travels through this mask is fantastic as well. People across the field won't have a problem hearing me when I'm yelling out somebody, one of my my opponents in a bunker. If somebody's in Snake 1 and I'm in Dorito, D1 over here on my side, if I yell to my partner that's in the Snake, you got somebody in S1, you got somebody in your mirror, he will have no problem hearing me if I'm yelling through this mask. Overall quality, I mean, this mask is just phenomenal. Like I said, the only two issues that I really have with it are the foam. The foam could use some improvement and at least some kind of padding here in the ears to prevent your ear from rubbing up on that plastic, because I just don't like my ears or my skin rubbing up on any kind of plastic. Mainly, you know, just to prevent damage to any kind of skin or prevent damage to the mask actually. So hopefully Empire makes a few improvements and just tweaks it a little bit more, and once they do that, I just feel like this mask would be perfect. Vision's great, ventilation system's great, you can breathe awesome, sound travels through the vents is just as good as you can breathe. The clear lens, again, it provides great vision. You know, like I said, I have 180 peripheral vision with this mask. Just overall a good, great quality mask. Okay, it's pretty much worth every cent that I spent on this. So if you're in the market for looking a mask, the way that I would recommend the masks in order from my personal preference would probably be number one, the Sly Profits, just because, you know, I like the Sly Profits more, okay, because it has the pieces here, it has the foam pieces here, and it has great vision as well, but the vents do have better breathability. But I'd still choose the Sly Profits over the E-Vents, just because, you know, they look better, they feel better, and I just have preference over that. And second would be the Empire E-Vents. Third would probably be, you know, the V-Force grills. The V-Force grills are nice. Fourth, I'd probably pick the Die-4s, mainly because those are so low profile that my face would probably be bigger than what the mask would cover. You know, I have a big face, I don't have a small, you know, kid head. So as far as the Die-4s, I mean, don't get me wrong, they're awesome masks, and a lot of people use them, but they just don't fit me right, I guess. They're a lot more low profile than the i3s are. So if you got a small head and you got a small face and a small jawline, then go ahead and get the Die-4s, because those are great masks. You can breathe through them well, you got great vision, all that good stuff. But as for my personal preference, one would be the Sly Profits, two would be the Empire E-Vents, three would be the V-Force grills, four Die-4s, and then five the JT ProFlex masks. But if you are in the market for getting a new mask and you have $100 to spend, I would definitely recommend the Empire E-Vents, okay? Just pretty much everything except those two things that I named are perfect on this mask. So if you're in the market for a new mask, check out Empire E-Vents. If I didn't answer some of your questions, or if you have any questions that you'd like to give me or some comments, go ahead and leave them under the video. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Like the video, subscribe to it, and do everything possible to, you know, start getting my pro shop to notice me a little bit more, and we'll get some more videos out there for you guys.